Hello. It's us, Nick and Ian from Bears in Trees.
Nick and Ian from Bears in Trees.
Yeah.
For anyone watching at home.
For any new watchers, I'm Nick.
And I'm Ian.
This is Ian.
I'm crazy.
And I'm also crazy, but but in like a slightly more subdued, sensible way, you know.
But I'm like all the time. I'm feeling pretty wild and free.
And I'm feeling wild and free, but in the kind of way that I like to read books. and then like come up with really heartbreaking lines from those books, and then I go to bed at a reasonable time.
I go to bed at around 11 p.m.
It's actually I've actually been going to bed quite early recently.
Have you? I go to bed around. Sorry.
It's like about No,
I go to bed around 9 p.m. Would that be 10 p.m?
10, probably about 10 now.
I go to bed around 10. And then I scroll for an hour, and then I turn the lights
That's it. That's the reality.
There we go. Thank you.
Asher's saying they've never even been to each other.
Fair play.
They've never been to bed before.
Yeah.
Marmalade. Thank you. Hype chain just started.
That's very kind.
I feel like is this wrong? Is this bad?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've started to lose the passion that I once had for hype trains.
That's so sad.
Hype trains used to mean so much to me. You know?
Thank you so much.
They would happen, and I'd be like, "Whoa, a hype train!"
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
you're desensitized.
I'm desensitized to hype trains. You know, Twitch, listen, make a new thing.
Make it more overstimulating.
Give me
so that Ian can get back.
So I can get back into it. I need more novelty. Or Nick.
so that Nick can get back into it, because Nick famously needs stimulation.
Needs to be over
constantly.
This is the thing. I do think what unifies us is a completely insane humor.
Yeah,
we just both have just absolutely cracked humor.
Yeah,
but I think that we're kind of this yin yang of under versus overstimulated.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm always understimulated. You're always overstimulated, and that then means we're a great double act. And you can hire us for birthdays,
fantastic comedy, funerals. We can do as well.
Weddings.
Bar
mitzvahs, other significant events.
Yep, any significant event in your life.
I think they're called in. Yeah. So, 4 weddings and a funeral. I've been through. I've never been to 4 weddings and a funeral in one day.
No, not in one day. Is that the premise of the film?
I don't know.
4 weddings and a funeral.
I actually have no idea what that film is about at all.
No, not me.
It's an espresso cup. That's why I've got a tiny cup. It's because I'm huge now. We've become massive. We thought
we'd mastered the shrink ray.
Yeah.
And then we found out it does. We had it wired in reverse.
Yes.
So now it makes us really big.
Yeah. It was set to W for Wambo rather than M for Mini.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a way and not a ray, because it's the W. We've got to put the R in and we put a W in instead. Here's a really fun thing I found out today. Uh-huh. I was watching a video about silent letters in English.
Okay.
And you know that a bit of a stretch, but there's just about every letter can be used silently in English at some point. Mm-hmm. But there's a bunch of silent letters that were being put in because printing presses, the people were invented in the German-speaking world and were imported to the UK, but no one in the UK knew how to... Well, it wasn't the UK at that point. No one in England knew how to use them, so they had to also import a bunch of Flemish and German people to use the print press. And because they had certain spellings in German, or they didn't really understand why some words didn't have stuff and did, they just whacked silent letters in all the time. For example, could has a silent L.
Yes.
Should and would, it makes sense because they come from shall and will.
Okay.
But could comes from can, and so didn't used to have an L in it. But then they were just it should as well, so we'll put an L in it. But the one that I really...
It should and it would.
It should and it would, and so they could. But the one I really liked is whole, as in the whole of...
The whole of it.
And whole as in a hole. Those used to be spelled exactly the same way.
Yeah.
But just depending on context clues.
God.
But they just put a W because they were we
have to differentiate it. People are using them in the same sentence too frequently.
Yeah.
And it's messing up our vibe.
A hole, yes, a hole.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a fun
hole
fact.
of a hole. That was really good. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Rob's words, in case you're wondering.
Thank you.
Big up Rob from Rob's words. I actually think he's a great guy.
Oh yeah.
I've never met him, but he seems like a good guy.
Enjoy him.
I recommend Rob's words
Really
on
good.
YouTube. Okay, everyone go there, watch the video on Silent Letters, and say that a Nick from Bears in Trees has sent you.
Because this is Nick.
Because I'm Nick.
Because this is Nick right here.
Yeah.
I'm currently watching a 4-hour video essay on the history of what is it called? They call it like the living creature, the living person initiative at like Disneyland resort parks, where they were trying from the park's kind of foundation through to now to essentially create like a living Mickey Mouse-esque character, which was completely autonomous and could interact with
like a robot?
The guests. A bit more than a robot, like a robot which was, I guess nowadays, AI would maybe, you'd argue, do what they were trying to do.
But an automaton, not like...
Yes.
Sorry, I was... In my head, they had like test tubes. And they were creating a creature.
Well, no, so they have Imagineers, right? And Imagineers are a very heavily funded research department. And in the late 2000s, they essentially partnered with a bunch of kind of really specialized tech universities in the USA, and they funded a lot of genuine kind of tech investment that has brought us to the, I guess, robotic AI hellscape we're in now.
I guess that's why they were allowed to make copyright laws so insane.
Yes,
because they were just funding so much science in America, and they were like, we got to beat the Soviets.
At one point, they published a study on the average PSI a child hugs at. I know, it's freaky. It's freaky as hell.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of that.
I don't like people. I don't like that. No, I don't like that. That gives me like Bobo the Clown vibes. That gives me like the monkeys. I think it was Harlow's experiment with the monkey. It gives me like let's just let people hug.
Yeah, awful.
Just let them hug. We don't need to bring science into this part of the world.
No.
Let's keep the magic here of a nice hug.
Exactly.
We don't need to know the average. Why do they need to know? Oh yeah.
This is the magic.
I wonder what the PSI of that.
I don't know what squished you. It was quite.
No, yeah, it was quite soft. It was quite a soft hug.
Yeah, there was another one where they, they monitored how a child would react to a.
Oh, like a lot of experiments on children then.
Genuinely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I know, it's awful. How a child would react to a autonomous robot knowing information about them that they didn't divulge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So okay. Question.
So yeah.
How did they acquire this information? Was it through asking parents? Was it?
Yes. So they would ask. I believe the child prior to the experiment the information they wanted to then feed into the automatron, as I believe, and they would then monitor how the child reacts to it's kind of having omniscience over that information.
So as far as I would be aware, the only so this is me. This is some kind of. It's not a wild guess. It's a what do they say?
Educated guess.
Educated guess. Mm-hmm. It is an educated guess, but a child pre-development of theory of mind actually shouldn't care. Mm-hmm. Do you know what theory of mind is?
Vaguely.
So it's the knowledge that other people have a different mind to you. So they have different perspectives and experiences to you. So the classic experiment is you get a kid and you say, Sally and Paul are in a room together, and Sally puts their cookies into the cookie jar and then leaves the room. Then Paul comes along, takes Sally's cookies out, puts them in the basket. Sally comes back in. Where does Sally look? And if they've got theory of mind, they know that Sally doesn't know this information, so they say checks in the biscuit tin where she left them. Yeah. But if they don't have theory of mind, they don't know that Sally doesn't have the same experiences as they do. They'll say, oh, in the basket, because they know that Paul put the biscuits in the basket. So the children without theory of mind haven't got to that developmental stage yet. Should not be theoretically shouldn't be flustered that the automatron knows anything about them.
I don't know what age your kids were, so
Yeah, well, this is educated guesses.
Yeah.
These is me just contributing to the conversation.
yeah.
But overall bad. Like, okay, bears in trees. I'm gonna make a stance.
Okay,
I'm gonna take a stance. Bears in trees does not agree with experimenting on children by Disney, and we don't agree with Disney experimenting on children. That's a stance I'm taking now. I'm putting a flag down. That's a stance that I take.
In unrelated news, Ian, what is your favourite Doctor Who Christmas special?
Has someone asked?
A bunch of people have asked.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's flipping asking right now. They're going. They're tip tapping away on the keyboard. They need to know.
It's a difficult one. I think. I honestly think that like I could give the really basic answer of the regeneration into David Tennant. That's like the first Christmas special of the new era, I think. And I don't think Christopher Eccleston had any. But and that one is just so powerful. You know, it has the snowmen, the Santas who were actually robots trying to kill them, but then they go away and he's like asleep and and then the ship comes over and they're doing this whole Challenger thing and then they do a sword fight, gets his hand gone, he's still regenerating, his hand grows back, he ends up with his hand in a vat.
So when he's regenerating, is he being played by David Tennant or by Christopher Eccleston?
He's being played by David Tennant. So he's fully regenerated into David Tennant.
Okay.
But he's still going through the regeneration. So when he gets his hand chopped off, it regrows.
I see.
And then he keeps his old hand.
Very good. Yeah.
And then that's just in it forever because it's such an iconic episode. I think it's a really iconic episode. And like, let's be honest, like a lot of the Christmas episodes, I don't even remember.
Which is the one which had John Hurt in it?
John Hurt was
multiple Doctors in it.
But I wouldn't even call that a Christmas special.
Did it come? I feel like it came out at Christmas.
It probably did because it was during a transitionary period from Matt Smith into Peter Capaldi, I think. But he was like the wartime Doctor.
Yeah.
He was the Doctor between Christopher Eccleston and the one before.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of.
It was a 50th anniversary special. So it would just been informed by chat.
Yeah, that wasn't a Christmas because there was no Christmas stuff. There was one Christmas one with Matt Smith, his last bit before Peter Capaldi actually, where he's in this little village that is stopped in time and there's loads of Daleks and Cybermen and Soltarans trying to come and get him, but he's just this little old tinkerer guy and he's in this little thing trying to protect this crack because the crack's got Gallifrey on the other side and it's bursting through, etc, etc. And I remember not liking it when I first saw it because I remember it being, I was like, this is really like kitsch and it's just very Christmassy and it's very, I didn't really like it. But when I rewatched all of it, that I actually really liked because there's this really beautiful speech that Matt Smith gives. He's like, we're all changing all the time. And just because you were this person doesn't mean you aren't that person anymore. It's brilliant. It's actually really cute, and I teared up a little bit. It was a really sweet. It's a really beautiful one. Yeah. Then there was the one with Greg Davies in it, and that one just
Greg Davies was in it.
Yeah, he was this big warrior chief.
Brilliant.
And Matt Lucas was his like little servant.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that one I think was fun.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much of it.
Yeah.
There's another one where these people go into this alternate reality where like there's a bunch of trees. I think that was a Jodie Whittaker one, maybe. There's so many, and a lot of them aren't super memorable.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, didn't mean to be like.
No, you said it.
I didn't mean to be controversial.
You said it. You have to be honest in this space.
Oh! There was one. I think this was a Christmas episode actually.
Yeah.
Where Peter Capaldi is with Bill, who is, in my opinion, one of the most forgotten about companions, but was actually a really good companion. Where she gets turned into a Cyberman because they're in this really long ship that's falling into a black hole. So the bottom of the ship is going like much faster than the top, and so she's experiencing like centuries, and they're experiencing seconds. And they go up and down, and it turns out the master's there, and the mistress is trying to be good, and the master's all like, I'm actually evil, and then like, ah. There's a bit of a plot hole later because of this episode with the master coming back and being like, I actually hate the Doctor still. But anyway, it's a beautiful scene where Bill becomes a cyber person, I guess, Cyberman. And Peter Capaldi's like, oh no, and she's sort of like, I am Bill, and it's really, really, really sad. And she cries through the helmet, and she's like her inside.
Oh Jesus!
Inside it's her, and she's like, please, please. But outside it's just a Cyberman being all like, meh, meh, meh. And every time she gets angry or frustrated, she shoots, and she can't control it. That's a really good episode. I think it's 2 episodes, probably. Yeah, devastating. I don't know which one that one's called either. Wild Enough in Time. Yeah, there's 2.
Damn.
Really, really great episode, actually. I would recommend. That's the one I would say for people to watch, or the 2 people should watch, if they aren't sure of Peter Capaldi as a Doctor.
Okay.
Anyway.
Very good. Thank you for that.
That
was really good.
Yeah. Nick, have you played any Deltarune recently?
Deltarune, I haven't, because I have been playing a bunch. Right now, I've just been playing a bunch of detective and mystery games, which has been lovely. But I'm going to dive back into it over Christmas when I have time to dive back into it. So that's going to happen.
Tell them about the game you've been playing.
Yes. So the game is called The Seance of Blake Manor. It is a detective game set in late 18th century Ireland, where you're a godly man who is investigating a planned seance in a manor on the west coast of Ireland, where a woman has gone missing, and you have to work out why she's gone missing. But it's full of Irish folklore and Irish history, European history. You have to go to the library and you have to read books to get more information, to talk to more people about the information they've already given you. It's very good. It's very, very good. If you like games which are mysterious and spooky, it's very, very good.
I actually am thinking about playing.
I think you would.
Is it on
You
Steam?
would enjoy it. It's on Steam.
I think I
really
could
enjoy it.
I think the thing is, I can't get anything on Steam because my computer is so it's full to the brim. Your
computer is full of energy
to the brim.
And also,
I'd have to download it off Steam. Yeah,
you'd have to, and all of the cake recipes you have on there.
This is the thing.
It's full
my computer is. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's a bit chubby, full of cooking recipes. Yeah, it's not really, isn't it? There's no cooking recipes. It's mainly like Ableton save files and pre-processed backup. Yeah. Someone said they noticed when Success is Unlikely was released, Heard It in Dream was the first one, and then they looked back recently, and it's not the first track anymore.
Okay, so do you want to take it away? Do you want me to? Do you want to?
So basically, what happened was, we were.
Okay, put the volume up. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course we can.
It did change. So I don't want anyone to think they went insane at all, but it did change. So what happened was we released Heard in a Dream, and on the back end we told the distributor that on all streaming platforms, Heard It in a Dream is the new single and thus the focus track. What that inadvertently did, that we didn't realise it was going to do because we hadn't done it like that before, was make that the first track and then waterfall all the others, which is an industry term for like just putting all the others like streaming afterwards, like it would waterfall. And it was never meant to be the first track. It was meant to be the last track. But for it to also be the single coming out, the focus track, to go on releases, radars, and all that kind of stuff, it has to be the first song. So it took us like a week to get it corrected.
It did.
But we also were kind of like, this is nice. It's kind of like giving it its attention.
It was very funny. And if you noticed...
you should have seen... If you were there on the midnight stream...
you can see Ian's face drop.
My face dropped. And I just got on my phone and I message everyone, is it in the wrong order? And then everyone else's face also drops. And then George, who wasn't there, was like, oh my, I'm sure we can change this later. And I was like, it's fine, George. You're not there. It's fine. Yeah. It was a mistake.
Yeah. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
But it's sorted now. And it was a happy mistake.
Because it was, yeah, you're right. Heard in a Dream is a final track.
Yeah.
It's the final track.
It is.
It's the big one. The big ending musical number. Well, I'd more say it's the song that happens before the curtains close for the intermission.
Exactly. It is the final song of Act 1.
Final song of Act 1. Definitely.
Very quickly, that game, in case you didn't catch it, it's called The Seance of Blake Manor. It's on Steam, and it's very good.
I've just had this happened a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had a thought, right, about Doctor Who.
Okay. Okay.
But I was like, no, we've already had the Doctor Who time.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't want to hear any more about Doctor Who right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't.
Not true.
I can't stop myself.
No,
right?
no, take it away. Yeah.
So I saw this post recently.
Mm-hmm.
I was discussing it with Wheels.
Yeah.
Because this is one of our friends who really likes Doctor Who as well. I was discussing it with Wheels. And so basically this person was making an analysis of companions.
Okay.
When I said Bill is often forgotten.
Yeah.
So basically they were saying what's great about Rose through to Clara is a bit of an exception, is the key component of a good companion is that they are very ordinary. They're just an ordinary person.
For sure, yeah.
And the Doctor is something that happens to them.
Okay.
And the Doctor brings out the extraordinary in them.
Yeah.
So Rose becomes Bad Wolf, gets all the knowledge of the TARDIS. Martha becomes the woman who walked the world. Donna becomes half human, half Time Lord. Then I think it's Amy next. If I've forgotten someone, I'm gonna feel really bad. But I think it's Amy next, and Amy then has is the one who waited, which is a bit like centering the Doctor, and then Clara is the Impossible Girl, and that's when it shifted, according to this theory. It shifted from ordinary person who is the focus, and the Doctor is this strange thing happening to them, and they're understanding it through their eyes, and we're seeing it through their eyes, and it swaps to the Impossible Girl. So it's a person who the Doctor doesn't understand, someone who is intrinsically like interesting and isn't just human. Yeah. And you're then seeing them through the Doctor's eyes, the one like similar to the Amy Pond one, the one who waited but still is an ordinary person who gets changed by the Doctor. Seen through the Doctor's eyes, the Doctor is now trying to understand, and that's the error they're making with companions since is what they were saying. That the most recent series, a lot of these people were already puzzles for the Doctor to solve, rather than the Doctor being a puzzle for them to solve, and the Doctor brings out the extraordinary in them. However, I'm going to say it. This analysis forgot Bill.
Oh, that's the link.
It did, and I just realised. This analysis didn't include Bill.
That's so sad.
And Bill is this like very ordinary person who the Doctor is again a mystery to her that she has to understand. The only issue is the Doctor doesn't really bring out the extraordinary. It kind of ruins her life. But then I forget in the tear, she sheds through the Cyberman mask, contains this alien lover who she fell in love with in episode 1, and then they end up in this weird liquid spaceship, and they get to have this beautiful lesbian romance elsewhere. But that I didn't realise until just then that Bill was forgotten from that analysis. Is that that's a fun one for you. But I also don't know how accurate the analysis is on like Jodie Whittaker's stuff. But it very much becomes through the Doctor's eyes from that point onwards.
From what I've heard, from what I've observed, from speaking to you and our friends, that can make sense. Yeah.
Don't forget Bill.
Yeah, fair play.
That's the takeaway. Don't forget Bill. Here's the 3 takeaways, right? Yeah. Don't forget Bill. Don't let Disney do experiments on children. And 3, Deltarune is a detective game if you think about it.
It is if you think about it. What did you choose for GCSEs?
GCSEs? So we had 3 options. Yeah. 3 optionals and the rest were mandatory. I chose history, geography, and fine art. So painting, such. Those are my options.
Why did you choose geography?
Because I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Did you like it by the end of it?
I didn't do it A-level. I didn't like... I don't think I like the syllabus.
Okay.
I think now looking at geography from the outside now, being a big fan of Map Men, for example, You know Matt Men?
Matt Men, yes, of course. Yeah.
I do like geography.
Fantastic, yeah.
I do enjoy the anthropology on large scale that is geography,
For
and
sure.
also the physical geography stuff as well. But no, I didn't like it by the end.
In my recollection...
But Mrs. Butcher didn't believe in climate change.
Yikes.
Yeah, she was our geography teacher. She had to
Okay.
teach us about climate change. She didn't believe in it.
Yikes. I was going to... Moving swiftly past that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that as far as I can recall, the syllabus, at least in our early geography education, was very much focused on physical geography, such as the geography of the world, and at least as far as I can remember, maybe I'm wrong, didn't really focus on the kind of human aspect of geography.
No, there was no human
which
geography.
is, I think, where, at this point you can't really look at the world independent of
That's
the
a
creatures
really
that
good
live,
point.
that live on it.
I agree with that fully. Yeah.
So yeah, but I did want to do it. I didn't.
Well, I reckon Miss Butcher would disagree. Because she doesn't think humans have an impact on the world.
That's yeah.
Anyway, I think Miss Jones was a really good teacher, and I think I thought I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I thought I did well, but yeah, by the end of it, I was a bit like, I don't really care enough about this to continue.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know why I picked geography. Because I was... No, you really make me think. Because there was this big thing of, like, you had to do at least history or geography.
For sure.
In one of your options.
Yeah, we had our options in blocks, and they tended to be kind of all the creative subjects were in one block, all the kind of, I guess more like history, geography, that kind
but
of sociology
I
subjects
could
were
have
in
done
one block.
art and music. I didn't do art and music because I was worried about getting bullied.
Yeah.
Callum didn't care. Callum's a much stronger person than I am. But I thought geography and history. I thought, but I had to be like, I want to do both. And they were like, you don't have to do both. And I was like, I want to do both. But I don't know what the other options were then. I'm trying to think. Other options
for GCSEs in general.
Yeah.
You could have chosen business. You could have chosen.
Let's be real. I'm not choosing business.
You could have chosen. God, actually, what else?
ICT.
ICT for sure.
Which I didn't believe that the school had the capacity to teach, and I was correct.
And they didn't, sadly, as I found out.
Business, economics. Did they do economics?
No, you couldn't do economics to A level. You couldn't do psychology at GCSE.
Politics.
You couldn't do politics. God, what could you do?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you were limited actually. Now that
So it was like art, music, history, geography.
We had to do religion. We
had ICT. To do, RE was studies. Mandatory. We had to do it,
yeah.
I cannot think of another thing. Was P? No, PE was mandatory as well.
No, PE. You could choose to do. You could do sports science, right?
Yes, you could do sports science. Yeah. Classics and Latin.
Of course, classics and Latin.
You could have done that.
A massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drama you couldn't do.
We didn't have drama in our school.
French.
French was we had to do modern foreign language.
Oh, you did.
And we had to do modern foreign language.
And you couldn't choose your language
because we only had a French teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the German teachers left the year before us, and all the Spanish teachers started after.
Yeah.
And I fundamentally did not believe in learning another language at that time because I was an entitled swine. I was a cad.
Yeah, it's good to remember your
we didn't have dance. We didn't have food tech. We didn't have drama.
Do you have any other school stories? Because they're always really funny and or relatable.
What?
All of our school stories are tinged with just. They may sound funny to you, but they were so traumatic.
They
at the time.
really were. when I say our geography teacher didn't believe in climate change, like that was a significantly bad thing that was happening in geography.
Just awful.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of them, but all I can think of is really traumatic.
For some reason, the only subject I ever really acted up in was maths, which I regret now because I wish I'd listened more. But there was a point where we were meant to be revising for a maths exam, and I had taken out a book from the library, which was How to Draw in Manga Style.
Yep, I remember it well. We would sit at the back of the library drawing in manga style.
Yep. And I was just sat there during revision time, drawing, learning how to draw in a manga style, right? And the art teacher, our maths teacher comes up and confiscates it, and he says I have to come back at lunchtime for a lunchtime detention. And I go, sir, you can't confiscate that because that's from the library.
Yeah.
And he says something like, I'll do what I like.
Yeah, basically.
Come get it, right? So anyway,
Which, like, okay, to be fair,
yeah,
back then I was like, this guy's a maverick who is playing by his own rules. How can he do this? If I go to the librarian, they'll tell. But like, of course, 100%,
of course they're going to be
he
on side
can
with each other.
100% confiscate a library book.
So at lunch, I went back, and I feel like you went back with me. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
you were
yeah,
with me because I'm pretty sure you were in the story. Yeah. And he was
Because we sat together in
sure,
maths.
yeah. And he came back and he was flicking through it, and he was kind of like, obviously it wasn't a big deal to him. He handed it back to me, and he was like, oh, so you like manga? I was like, yeah, I want to draw that way. And he went, you don't watch any of those weird mangas, do you?
He did.
And I went, no, sir.
Oh my god.
And he said, be careful. And then he sent us away.
It was so funny. Same guy who confiscated Wheeler's phone for playing Angry Birds, and then when we came back to get it, he was trying to work it out because George didn't lock his phone, so he spent the entire break time trying to figure out Angry Birds. He couldn't work it out. Yeah, strange. I'm trying to think of any other funny stories, but everything else is just coming up. Bad.
I'm sure
Someone said one of their RS teachers was a bigot, and I'm like, the amount of bigots in our school, don't even worry about it.
I'm sorry you had to experience that. I'm sure stories will come out as our lives go on, because that's the kind of people we are. And yeah, it's just funny to think about now, isn't it?
The thing is that saying Boomer versus Angry Bird, he wasn't that old.
I guess he would probably a millennial, to be honest.
Yeah. I think he was just a young the top, or Gen X.
Yeah,
he might have been Gen X, but he wasn't that old, but also just like, I don't know. I think I honestly, he might have been intentionally trying to embarrass us for fun.
Yes, I think his sense of humor was, this may sound strange based on the stories we've told, but so multifaceted and caked in so much irony that it was just far above what our brains could comprehend as fresh 14-year-olds.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him as a maths teacher being anything more complex than I am a maths teacher.
Yeah.
I live here. I teach maths. Anyway.
Yeah, that's cool for you.
Oh, here's a fun one.
Okay.
This is actually maybe, if Mr. Mackenzie's watching, I didn't do this. But I had to submit an essay for an art assignment in A-level. And I hadn't done it because I was really behind in A-level because I had undiagnosed ADHD that was basically stopping me from doing any coursework at that point. And this was before I started getting better and we got back on good terms. But at this point, I had to submit an essay about an art project that I was interested in. And I hadn't done it. So I went to the library in break time, just got an empty Word document, opened it in text, took out a bunch of code.
Yep, classic.
And then gave him the USB drive, and he plugged it in, and it said corrupted file.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. What's going on? And he looked at me and he was like, all right. and the thing is, I could tell he didn't believe me. And he was right to not believe me, but he had no evidence that I can do that. So he was like, well, if it's on your school computer, you can just email it to me during the break. So I had to write it that lunchtime.
There you go. He called you on your bluff, but you did it.
I managed to do it. Yeah, the level of urgency kicked in, and it was only a draft. I don't know why I didn't just. Well, I do know, undiagnosed ADHD. Anyway, that was a very funny time.
Sounds about right. That was very funny. Very good.
Very,
very good. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. So if you have
really,
any final questions,
have we really been on for that long?
We've just been chatting. We've been
having a good time. ADHD
Exactly.
culture is writing entire essays in the line. Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. The urgency is just. I found this out recently. It's a different neurotransmitter acting in place of dopamine.
Interesting.
Is the way I understand it. So norepinephrine or noradrenaline, which is the really short-term motivation, like there's a bear there.
Yeah.
I got to get out of the way of the bear.
Yeah.
Kicks in norepinephrine, but it works. It's similar to dopamine.
Interesting.
So the reason urgency motivates you is because it's kicking in a neurotransmitter that you don't have a lack of.
Wow.
Super reductionist, super simplistic. If our friend who's studying to be a psychiatrist, Mikey's watching, I know it's not true. I know that's not the truth. I know that's a simplistic model.
But it's good for us to understand.
But it's
A basic
closer. It's
understanding.
closer to the truth.
Very quickly, Asher asked, how do I know if I'm playing cut corners the right way? And can I
Yeah,
play
go
with you
for
in
it.
London? I'm just going to show you right now. So it is the way I play. It's thumb on the 10th fret of the E string, and then you have your the rest of your three fingers apart from your pinky in a D shape on the 9th and 10th fret. So one chord sounds like this, and then you go down and you do you can either do a full bar chord if you want on the 5th fret of the E string, make an A, but I do a partial bar chord and I leave the high E ringing open, so it sounds like this. Those are pretty much only 2 chords in cut corners, and if you can play those, which I'm sure you can, then yeah, you can play it with us in London, assuming we can see you in the crowd. I don't know how that will work yet, but we'll find out. Yeah.
It might happen.
It might not happen. There may also be issues on the day which we can't foresee, which would prevent us from doing that, such as if our tech isn't working, or if we have to change the show plan. So,
or for example, I blow up.
If Ian blows up, then I'm not sure we're going to be able to get you on stage, but we might be able to.
You can play bass and sing.
If you can learn our entire set, then if Ian blows up, we'll be fine. But yeah, I hope that helped. If Ian blows up, Asher will just have to fill in.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, bass is easy. Like, let's be honest.
Nah, you got some spicy bass parts.
Yeah.
You got some spicy bass parts, don't you worry.
I do like my bass.
Yeah,
I do like playing bass. Isn't it funny that I wasn't always a bass player?
You were a drummer.
I was a drummer, and like looking back,
person.
Not a great one.
Nah, you loved that crash. That crash was like your baby. Like, hey guys, can we have a breakdown here? Come on, it feels right in my heart. Is what you were saying.
I just was like, I think I could, when we were playing shows back then, I could just like make us all do a breakdown just by doing a specific drum roll, and everyone was like, okay, I guess we're doing another breakdown. More breakdowns.
Yeah, so fun. The drums in Let's Sleep on It. What did you play drums in
I played drums in Gravity.
Yep.
And in Good Hustle Kids.
Yeah, bangers. Both bangers, to be fair.
And you played bass in Jumbo Jet.
Jumbo Jet and Gravity.
And yes, because George plays the guitar in Gravity.
George does. We were just.
And you played bass in another one as well. In Track 4+1.
Track 4+1, I play bass. Yeah, you play guitar. Yeah.
Crazy.
We were loving life.
We hadn't made a decision yet. We were like, we don't have to make decisions. Yeah. We love Walk the Moon.
We do.
They changed their instruments. They did. Why can't we? Turns out, stage small. That's why.
Stage small, musicianship
subpar.
Smaller than we would have liked. But here we are. I think that's good.
You are the youngest person ever! And with that, should we sign off?
Sign off. We've been Bears and Trees. I don't know if we're going to be back next week. I'm going to say it now.
Why
would
I don't
we
know.
Not
Be back next week? Is it Christmas?
Are we? No, I guess not. It's just as it approaches Christmas, people get busy.
I think, according to my calendar, we should.
Oh, okay, cool.
We should be here next week.
Cool. Next week will probably be. Actually, no. Next week will definitely be our last stream.
Ever.
Before 2026. Ever. Our last stream ever.
You are the lastest stream ever.
So.
And then.
See you then.
Look how stacked January is.
It's going to be a good month.
That's crazy.
It's going to be a good month for Bears and Trees.
Anyway.
Hell yeah. Alright, thank you everyone for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.